Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be rebuilding this pump from a hydraulic ram on a Harbor Freight engine hoist. Let's get to it. Take a look at this hydraulic pump. I pulled this out of an engine hoist a couple of months ago when it quit lifting. You can see both inside the bore here. Let's see if we can get a little bit of light. There you go. It's really chewed up. And the piston itself, you can see, is completely destroyed here. It ingested something, it looks like, and scraped it all up. At any rate, a lot of fluid was running past here, and it just wasn't lifting anymore. Even though I've replaced the ram since, let's see if we can repair this. We can probably get some of that out with a reamer, or hopefully all of it. This piston is pretty much wasted. We'll have to probably create a whole new one. If you were really bored, you could probably weld this up and stick it in a drill and use a file to round it back out, but that's a lot of work. We're just going to manufacture a whole new one since we've got a lathe. Of course, the easiest way would just be to buy another one. I got this one off of Amazon. I think I paid about $18 for it. But you can see the bore is smaller on this new one, which means you have to pump more times to get the lift to move, and I just prefer something a little bit longer. The other thing is, this one you can see only has this single groove, and it came with just O-rings for it. So it didn't have anything like a cup seal. If you look at the original one, say it's got a cup seal up here and an O-ring. So I kind of prefer that style a little bit better. So we'll use that as a template for what we're going to build. I also bought a few different cup seals online, different outer and inner diameters, because I wasn't exactly sure what I needed. I bought 2 of each. This one is 5 by 11 by 5. So it's the outside diameter, the inside diameter, and then how tall these are. And you can see I got a 6-12-4 here and an 8-12-4. So a few different ones and a couple of each just in case I lose or destroy them. It turns out that this 8-12-4 fits really nicely in here. So that's what I'm going to go with. We'll turn this center diameter onto the piece that we make. First thing we'll do is the easiest. We'll remount this housing from the old pump, see if we can get most of that, if not all of the scarring out of the inside. Don't have a whole lot of reamers, so we'll just do the best we can here. Alright, let's take a look and see how that came out. Not too bad. Let's see if you can see down in here. Yeah, it's a little hard to see. Let's flip it around here. You can kind of see right here along this upper portion where I didn't get much out. We're going to have to live with it because the next size reamer I have is a couple millimeters larger than this. If I go to that, then we just won't have a seal that'll work.
So we're going to go with that size.
Next, we need to make a piston. Don't have anything quite this small, so we'll have to make it out of something this large. Alright, we've got it cut to dimension here. You can see this fits on here nicely. The surface finish isn't perfect, so we'll polish this up a little bit, make it a little bit better. There we go. Smooth as butter. Now we're just going to cut it to length. I apologize, the video here is pretty crappy quality. Alright, now we've got our blank here. We just need to put some layout fluid on it. mark where this cup is, where this O-ring is going to be, and maybe where this hole is going to be. Of course, I did a terrible job of keeping it in frame, but you get the idea. And there we go, marked. I've got this set of O-rings here. Turns out that nothing in here is near as wide as this guy. But something like this, that should work. At least it provides some sort of seal. You can see that fits in there pretty nicely. That should work out. Alright, let's start cutting this blank. First, we're going to make the groove here for that cup seal. We'll just use a parting tool for that. The headstock's in the way of the camera, so I've already cut it. Next up, I have to round this off here. There we go. That should let us get that cup seal on a little easier. Next, right here, somewhere in here, I'm going to put a groove for an O-ring. And there we go. Groove for that's ready. Really, the next step is to put the hole on the other side for the lever to attach to. But in order to put a hole through something cylindrical, we kind of need a flat spot. So let's do that. Alright, there we go. Fabrication is mostly complete, I think. See, it fits in here nicely. About the right size, not a lot of slop. Should work out just fine. Because the old one seemed to have ingested something and that's what ruined it, we're going to try to case harden this guy. Just heat it up here with the acetylene torch. And once we get it nice and hot, we'll drop it into that this can of oil here. That should hopefully at least harden the surface, make it a little bit more resistant to the same kind of failure. Alrighty, here we go. Hopefully hardened. Looks pretty nice. You can see, fits in here just fine. Slides easily. Flush there. Looks like it's about the right length. Goes all the way through, so it's still nice and round. Just going to put the seals on here, and then we'll reassemble this guy. Alright, I've put new O-ring and cup seal on it here. Put a little bit of lubrication on it so it slides. Put it into the housing here. Feels pretty good, nice and tight. Maybe not perfect, but definitely a lot better than the original one was. Let's put it back in the ram, see how it works out. I need a funnel to put fluid into this ram. So I've got this little guy here, and then I'll take a chunk of copper with a little compression fitting on it. Put this in here. I can take some tube bending pliers, bend this area right here to a 90 degree. That will allow me to get fluid into the fill hole on this ram. This little rubber plug right here is the fill hole. So we just use something like a screwdriver, put it in there, and we can pop this right out. And we can use our little funnel, put it in here, make sure we have a little bit of an air gap, and we'll fill it with hydraulic fluid. I'm just going to use this tractor hydraulic fluid. It's just for a ram. So, should work out just fine. Before you fill this ram, it's important that this is all the way down. That way it's got enough space for all of the fluid to fill in. Rather than use the jug, I'm going to use this jar. It's a lot easier and a lot less likely for me to make a huge mess. And now, just fill it up till fluid comes out the hole down at the bottom of the funnel. Let's give it a quick test. Seems to be working just fine. Here we go. Thanks for watching.